I want to make a CSGO case, in theory. Damn, that intro is boring as hell. You know what? I'll make my own intro. Fuck it. How's it going, guys? Apple here today. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a CSGO unboxing case. Essentially, basically, kind of like what every YouTuber that plays CSGO does. For example, Anomaly. That is what I'm going to be doing. I'll basically be making a case. I am going to be making a simple case of the entire project. Basically, I'm not going to add Pacific skins with Pacific floats or whatever. What I am essentially going to do is make a simple case with a 0 to 1 float that also has StarTrack. I got the statistics from Anomaly himself. This is way back in the day. This is pretty much the only statistics that Valve gave us, mainly because they couldn't release their game to the Chinese because it has gambling, and the only way they actually could is giving out their statistics of it, which I will show right now a video of Anomaly of how he got the statistics and pretty much like that.
So if you were to translate these odds to percentage, it will look something like this. Which means that mil-spec items, the blue ones, are 80% chance, purples are 16% chance, pinks are 3% chance, reds are only 0.63% chance, and the knives or gloves, the special rare item, is 0.25% chance.
All the videos are down in the description, just so you guys know, making sure everybody could figure out which video is which. Simple as that. You're gonna kind of be bored in this video, I'm gonna tell you that much. But if you're willing to learn how to code, pretty much after this episode, trust me, it gets a lot more easier. Now, I'm gonna be talking about a few things here, not talking about everything. Basically, I'm gonna only be talking about this portion. This is basically the only one that I'm really going to be talking about. I'll be talking about a little bit of this, and that's really it. Now, this is a special item. Of course, it's basically a knife or gloves, depending on what case you are actually unboxing. This is going to be the type of the weapons you're going to be getting, type of like classified or restricted, mil-spec or whatever. This is the chances of getting a normal one. Those chances you can see right there, and these are the StarTrack chances, basically 10%. These are the full calculations of it, as we can see right here. But for this episode, I'm gonna be only talking about the normal, and then the next episode I'll be adding in StarTrack, and then the next episode I'll be adding floats. So it's basically gonna be a three-parter. I might make a video on how to create it with SDL, but I'm not really into that type of genre. I'm really more into skeleton formations. So as we can see here, the chances of getting a mil-spec is it's high. Okay, and then right here I calculated the average for a million for the entire calculations. Basically, I plugged in two numbers and got a result, and then that's what I got. Simple as that. This is for, I'm pretty sure, normal, and this is for StarTrack. And right here I calculated the floor and the ceiling. The floor is the lowest number because there are going to be points into it, and I do not want to exclude the low point or the high point of the number. Of course, what's in red, we're going to be talking about that in the next episode. Those are StarTrack's results. Of course, we're going to have the highest number into our calculations, right? 392. That's our highest number for the normal range. And then I calculated again for how much of 392 can go into each of them. Of course, the special item 1, covert 3, restricted 12, mils, and you know, I have these results, simple as that. I kind of went out of order, so basically blue, purple, pink, red, and yellow. And then right here is how I did it. This is how I basically formed it up into everything. Case odds, and basically this is just a variable. If you don't really know what variables are, I recommend going ahead and go to my learning for C++. Basically, it's for beginners. I will make an advanced one later on. You will definitely get a general idea of what this basically is. So odds equals 1 and odds equal 3. You might be thinking, oh, that's perfect. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Well, we can't do that mainly because they can overlap each other. They can easily do that. Our lowest odd, basically the highest number, should be the highest number that we had in the start. 392. So what you had to do with this is had to add this part, and then it equals to this. And then when you're on this one, you have to add this one and this one, and then you equal 4. You gotta add 1, 3, 12 to 16, and you basically continue until you're on the last number, which you could just use your common sense and just put down 392, your highest number that you started with. And that's basically it. Now time for the coding part of the video. So we now go to our IDE and put these numbers into a system. We do need to put some certain things into our IDE first before we even start thinking about coding for it. First of all, we're going to include IO stream, and then we're going to have an int main, and while we're going to have an int main, we're going to have our number, but I'm going to do that later. We're going to have to hold a value, but in that int main, we're going to have to hold a value that conflicts to a number. So let's just say int num for a short example. Just in case, let's just call it case num. We are going to be making if statements. How fun. The reason why I'm going to be using if statements is mainly because you don't really need a switch statement for converting this. Of course, doing the whole project, which I necessarily am going to be using. So I might just switch it to if statements. I meant switch statements, but in my personal opinion, it's not going to really work, and it's going to be a lot more work to input statistic for converting it to the case number. So I'm not going to be doing that at all. You got a knife. I'm going to be basically making a crap ton of these if statements. So else if case num is less than or equal to 4, cout you got a convert, it's this one, yeah. And then what I'm going to do to save some gosh darn time is basically copy this. So I need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And then finally our out statement, and this is just going to catch errors. Cout error, and that's really it. Now converting for these numbers to it, 16, 79, and then we put our highest number into 392. And then what we gotta do is switch back and forth to actually switch the names, so we could easily tell if we got something else. So in theory, we have everything basically done. If we actually go ahead and execute this program, we're gonna get really no input or outcome for it, mainly because our case num is nothing. So we're basically gonna get an error most likely. Let me actually see. We're gonna get an error one way or another. So now I'm gonna be giving this a number, and I'm gonna say 15 as the number, and then it says you got it classified, and we look at right here, classified for 15. If it's less than or equal to, that's correct. What I'm gonna do is /n for all of these, just so it makes everything look good. Let's say our number is 17. You gotta restrict it, mainly because the number is over 16. It switches to the next one, and we gotta restrict it. But let's say I want to get a 1. You got a knife. Sweet. You might be thinking, oh, what about if it's a point something? Well, you can't ever have a point And that's the thing. Basically this situation. Now, a few things we're gonna actually need to actually make this program to be a random is we're gonna have to include CTS. It's something like that. Hold on, let me check. Okay, it is. I'm just gonna copy and paste this for this. This is a library where you can actually find specific arguments, I believe, to our situation will help us, and it will help us a lot more better. For a random number, we're just gonna get rid of that 1 and just put down rand, and we're gonna add that, and then we're gonna put down a %392, and with this, it will give us a random number of 392, and then it says I gotta restrict it. Okay, to actually make sure this actually works, I want to actually print my number so I could actually see it. So cout case num is case underscore num/n. So now we actually load this up and execute it. Our case number is 41, and when you execute it again, our case number is 41. You might be thinking, wow, 2 in a row. That's really, 3. Wow. This number isn't randomizing every single time. So, underneath this code, actually I believe it's before, you actually have to add a code to make it randomize every single time you launch it. So that is strand time, and then another parentheses, and then null. And what this essentially does is it makes the number randomize every single time it executes. So 121, 134. All right. Since we have everything done in our program, I'm gonna do a little thing. I will do it for the rest of the project. So of like part 2, part 3, I'll do the same. So the first, what I want to do is try to get something above a mil-spec skin. And the only reason why I'm doing this is to prove you really shouldn't even open these crappy cases. So let's go ahead and start. And I am going to store basically all the information that we got. And for the float of calculation, I'm just gonna put them all field tested and all of them regular too. I'm not gonna count ins for StarTrack, and the case I'm gonna choose before I even start opening up anything. Let's see here. Let's choose an old case. In fact, let's choose 2014 sports. Esports 2014 summer case. This is my favorite case, mainly because it has the Jaguar. I do like the Glock, also has a cool pattern. So this is what we're going to be using. And I'm pretty sure the key cost $1.50. I don't remember if it's $1.50 or $2.49. Let's just say it's $2.49. So each cases cost $2.6, and the key is, let's say, $2.49. So let's go ahead and get that Jaguar. And for the average of these, since we have 2 coverts and stuff like that, I'm just gonna basically get the average result of it. I'm gonna be only doing it for field tested and for average, and just for normal. And like again, I said no StarTrack. So let's go ahead and debug. So I got 1 mil-spec, 2 mil-spec, 3, anything but a mil-spec, and then I'll stop. 4, wow, that was fast. Our 5th case. Wow, we got a covert. Holy crap. I did not expect that. So we, in total, opened up 5 cases. 5 cases, and we got our first covert. So, let's go over here, since we actually got 4, covert mil-specs. We have to get the average of these, and of course that's by clicking on them and figuring out the field test cost. I can't believe this one's cost $10. That is incredible. 70 cents, 83, 74 cents. This one's 73 cents for the Mac 10, 74 cents. And finally the USPS, $1.30. So how much we actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enter, divided by 6. Whoops. So 5.04 divided by 6. We times that by 4. This is our total cost for our 4 cases. $3.36. Now, let's go ahead and go to the big boys. I think we have made profit. Yeah, we definitely made profit. No way we don't. Ooh, the bullet rain though. So $12 and how much? 20 cents plus, whoops, and screw it. 12.20 plus 27 and 10 cents. 27.10. Divide that by 2, and we got 19.61. So 19.61 cents. Plus that with 3.36. Now what we're going to do is subtract them, and we're going to be using parentheses. So each case is 2.60. We got to times it by 5. We have a total of basically $10. Okay. We're going to subtract again, use the parentheses. So 2.49 times 5. We have lost profit. Wow, that is funny. We opened up 5 cases. We went through the chances, and this is what we got. The chances of getting a covert from 5 cases are really low. A 4 out of 392. That's 1 out of 100, basically. Wow, that is insane that we still lost profit. Oh wow. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new. See you guys.